Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to this. This is another data analytic therapy session. Tonight, we're going to, the therapy continues to be working with BMW car data, prices and mileage and stuff like that. We'll go to YouTube very quickly. We'll be using Salix, which is as described as Slackware for the common man. I kind of like that expression. Go live. Over here. Just going to come over here. I'm going to grab this, minimize that. Come over here. And as always, don't be bashful. Stop by the chat session and say hi, okay? Stop by the chat session and give me a few encouraging words. So it's Salix, and it's Linux for the lazy slacker. I'm going to say, as I like to say, the Salix is a great way to dip your toe into Slackware Linux. It has a nice, easy installation interface. You can predict a minimal installation with just basically X Windows functions and desktops. It has its own package manager, which is very important. Its own package manager. All right, and as you'll see, it uses a login manager. It uses, I think it's a light DM or light something DM, light login manager or something like that. So anyway, we're going to use ChatGPT as it is to actually write the code. We already got, as you see, we already got some Python code. We got some really nice visualizations that help us to understand the data. What we want to do is, we could do one of two things, or both. We could try, we want to know which factors, numeric factors, affect the price mostly. Okay, now a little spoiler alert, obviously mileage is the single biggest factor, but hey, that's not really our question, is it? So anyway, here we are, this is supposedly XFCE, but it looks a lot more like ICE to me than it does XFCE. So anyway, this is a basic install. What have I installed besides the basic system? Well, I've only installed, I started at the 50 gigabyte space. So far, I've installed Emacs, Emacs, and the Bash shell, and your basic kind of Python libraries, and UV. So I haven't really installed any okay, so we start at 50. Now we got 36. So far we used 23% of our use space. 36 gigabytes is more than enough. Unless we're going out and do a lot of big heavy lifting with big data sets, this 36 gigabytes will last us pretty much forever. Okay, pretty much forever. Okay. But let's go over to the second desktop. Let's see if we can get logged into. So there's that. Let's come over here to ChatGPT. All right. No, that's not right. That's not right. What the devil are we doing here? You notice that it's using DuckDuckGo as its default. As its default browser, okay? And we come over here. So we want to create, we want to do some correlation analysis. Correlation analysis. We want to do some correlation analysis to determine which of our factors are the most important. Okay. So what's our password for it? What's our password? Okay. So let's come back over here and let's try to log in with an email address, okay? Oh, so they sent us a code, so that's a good sign. Save. So they sent us a code to our email account. Skip. David Jackson. Okay, so our code is 4, 5, 1, 3. Now I am using the paid version of ChatGPT Plus. Okay. You got Codex, which of course is into sure, I'm going to allow persistent storage. Alright. So what does Codex actually do? Try in a terminal, try an IDE, enable code review. You know what let's do? Let's just go back to the basic. Okay, so we can upload our data. So you can come over here like so. Alright. We also need to start up a Jupyter notebook. Okay. I also want to at some point change the color of that of the cursor. Okay. But anyway, we're going to do G GitHub. All right. CDAU, and we're going to say we're using UV, right? UV run space well, that's not very, that's a terrible color, isn't it? That's just a little funky here. I hate to do a little distraction. I'm going to try to go to a different color theme. Okay, so it's config. Prompt colors. Let's do something like this. Set theme. Well, it didn't actually do that, did it? Supposed to come over here like this. Let me do Okay. Set L. We copy this. Open our directory. We come down here, we do this. Color scheme. See, the trouble is echo-n name, but we only want to see set color normal. Will this actually work? I don't know. Let's do this. We want to keep the prompt. Okay. What I want to get a I want to try to give you a nice white background, okay, so you can actually see what I'm typing. Let's try something funky. Let's do a search, replace. Let's replace this. There. Very good. Hope you appreciate that use of that. That's a bonus feature to show me how to use search and replace. Now I have no idea what this is going to do. To me, most of the things set for of course we really do. We really just want to we really only need to set the the background color. To white. Because right now it's too dark to do anything. Oh, I also mentioned that I have installed DuckDB on here also, but not Quattro. This is an awful lot of setting to do in it. And it may not even work. I mean, this may have to be done inside of a function call, I'm not really sure. Okay, let's get out of here. So let us change. Okay. That's not what we're looking for. See, that's actually not that bad, is it? Okay, let's leave it the way it is for right now. I think you can see it a little bit, right? Okay. That's actually not that far off. Well, you can see the command here, but you can't see the flag, okay? So we can leave this as white, make this everything else blue. Okay? But anyway, did I actually change even the cursor, maybe? So anyway, where did we leave off at? Let's close this. Come over here. Okay, so why is it doing that for? It's acting like it's, I don't know what it's doing. I don't know what it's doing, all right? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, let's go to GitHub. Okay. So let's do UV run. You know, so I also installed DuckDB and IBIS, I'll just mention that. Jupyter Labs. Okay. So what I really want to do is I want to change all the text. Okay. Okay. the okay, so let's come over here again. Sorry for the little mix-up here, but that's okay. Nonetheless, we are open terminal. Flash. Move. Now, let's come over here, and let's open up a little bit of development. Accessories. Let's do a file, save. Oh, I don't know. Is that what it's called? Oh, I don't know anymore. Config.fish. Close that. Sorry for a little bit of confusion here. I'm just... Control X. Let's even log out here first to make sure I go back and reread this, just to make sure it's rereading the config file, okay? So that's not, okay. So that's not bad. So we're only seeing, well, no, we're not seeing the directory. We're seeing, well, no, that's right. We are seeing the current working directory, aren't we? Okay, so that's not too bad. We got a little color up there for the directories. All the commands are there. Okay, good. Sorry for the little delay. It just want to make sure you can actually see what I'm typing. So hopefully you can see what I'm typing. Okay. So anyway, oh what? Back over here to GitHub. auto. Now once again we're going to run, we're going to UV, run Jupyter Lab. So let's go back and review a few things. This is one thing I want you to notice here. All I'm doing from EDA, I'm simply just using basic histogram, basic plots, basically seaborne plots, no calculations, nothing tricky. Because we have both categories and make variables, it's very easy to get some good insights. So this is price, count. This means the highest number of price is most prices are under 40,000. Although nothing's going to be $10,000. Okay, so we're also dealing, I believe, here with used prices, and that's why mileage matters. So you can see most of the prices are clustered around, say 50 to maybe 15,000. That doesn't make any sense. I can't imagine a BMW of any value costing less than $20. That's just like 20 years old. Okay, you can see that the biggest count is with the semi-automatic, right around 20,000. Okay, distribution by by transmission type and price. Again, the semi-automatic and the automatic are the two ones with the largest portion of price. But look at all these outliers here. Okay, distribution by miles. Again, what is this here again? This is mileage and automatic. So what does this tell us? This tells us that most of the cars have a mileage of around from 0 to 100,000 miles, which seems a lot to me. That's kind of interesting. This is interesting. This is the one I want you to look at here. Next two, okay? Mileage on the bottom, price on the top, and the fuel type. Clearly, as mileage goes up, this should be no surprise. As mileage goes up, price goes down. But look at this huge clump here, which is diesel. Okay, diesel appears to lose. Well, over here some more diesel. But around this mileage, around 40 to say 100,000 miles. There's this large clump with the prices between $20,000 and $40,000. Okay, this is similar. This is mileage and price. As mileage goes up, price decreases. Interestingly enough, the manual ones actually seem to hold the price the best. Interestingly enough, and this is what is it? This is price versus year. And of course, as the cars get older, okay. Year. Now this doesn't make sense, does it? No, the newer the car, the higher the price. Makes perfectly good sense, doesn't it, right? The newer the car, the higher the price. So now what we're going to do is come over here, and I'm going to upload the data, okay? What we're going to do is we want to use ChatGPT to write the Python code to do a correlation analysis. Okay, well, that's interesting. Not quite sure what that is, but that's all right. Let's see. Where is the upload the data? Use Python. All right. So you see, it's actually doing analysis right in our web browser, okay? So this is our initial analysis, okay? And this is this. And the data again is called what? Just simply BMW. So let's come back up here. Let's load some data. So it's reading the data, of course. Now let's come back down. Let's come back down here. Very nice. So the highest correlation is what? The highest correlation is mileage, which should come as no surprise. Okay. Right. The darker. So the year. So the year and price has 62. Well, no. So highest correlation is that the year is the biggest determining factor in the price. So price in year, 62%. Newer models tend to be more expensive. Mileage versus price has a strong negative correlation. Higher mileage, lower prices. Good. Engine size versus price, moderate. So again, come back over here. The highest correlation is year and price. Okay, the highest negative correlation is mileage and price. Okay, so what do we want to do here now? Let me figure out, the darker the square, right? The darker the blue, the less is the negative. So blue is negative correlation. So the strongest negative correlation is mileage and year. Okay, mileage and year. Okay. The highest positive correlation is what? Well, price is also there, okay? Okay. That makes sense. So what are the two? Right? What? Anyway, I come back over here. I sometimes think this is actually easier to understand than the. So what's the biggest factor of price? Year. Mileage is a negative. Mileage has a negative. So this is price. So these are the things that affect the price the most. Okay. So the two biggest factors are year and mileage and engine size. Okay. So we could predict. Uh, we could predict price based on year and mileage, for instance. The strongest positive, strongest and most negative. The most negative. I want to do something a little funky up here. Okay. I actually went to insert. Because it seems to me that has a reg plot. Okay, seems to me that has a regression plot. Let's see. It does, but that's not particularly helpful, is it? Because you can't see the color. But anyway, you can see as the mileage goes up, price goes down. I guess it looks like there is a correlation there down there. There we go. All right, back over to here. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if this will work. Okay, good, as I suspected. As I suspect, minimize this. Go over here, new terminal, UV, add. Okay. You wonder why it's still trying to use that when it's been depreciated. That's kind of curious, isn't it? So this isn't too bad a result, is it? Okay, good. Well, yes, I would. Okay. See what happened here? Oh, it's still running, isn't it? Oh, okay. This could take a while. So I think what we're going to try to conclude with here is that we want to try to plot the actual versus the forecasted price, see how accurate a model is, okay? You can see it's still running because this is going to take a very long process. This is probably this is probably a lot more than we actually needed, okay? But we'll see what happens, all right? This could take a few moments here. As always, stop by the chat session and say hi. 3 views, come on, we can do better than this. What's that? Interesting. So it's still running. So anyway, as mentioned, this is what's called Salix, S-A-L-I-X. It's sort of it's a way to dip your toes into Slackware Linux. It has a nice, install manager. It has a very nice package manager. It's very easy to add packages and update packages. As I said before, not sure how long this is going to take to run. It's kind of interesting. The score. Oh. So it did. It sort of got the same thing. What is this? Relative importance. The highest importance is year, mileage, MPG. Okay. Pappy, how you doing, my friend? Hey, thanks for stopping by. I'm using a Linux version called Salix. It's based on Slackware Linux, but it's a very small distribution. It also has a very nice package manager and stuff like that. So it's actually easier to install than Slackware is. But now I'm actually trying to predict BMW prices. Okay, BMW prices. And I'm using ChatGPT to actually do the prediction. Now, it should come as when it comes to price. It should come. These first three make. Obviously, the biggest determining factor of the car is the year, followed by mileage, followed by MPG, so we get this. All this code, of course, was written using ChatGPT. Okay, and last thing we did like a cross-validation type of thing here. Took a few minutes to run, as you can see here. We come all the way back at the top. Let's take a quick look at a couple of very quick plots. You could price versus count. Okay, so the majority of the prices are under 40, probably between, say, this says $15,000 and $20,000. I find it hard to believe that you can actually get a BMW for under $20,000. Okay, here's a breakdown of price by transmission type. Lots of outliers here, kind of interesting. This is mileage, and this is a breakdown by mileage again, and you can see transmission type. Mileage again, you can see that, to a certain extent, the manual and well, you can see they all got this, they're all leaning towards Murphy's. Look at all these outliers here. Probably the most interesting one is the next two. This is mileage with price and the fuel type. And you can see the price always goes down over as the mileage goes up. Okay, so you can see here but the ones that appear to lose they all appear to lose mileage, but the ones that seem to be affected the most is the diesel and maybe just the petrol version. This is again mileage and price, but this is by transmission. Now obviously as the mileage goes up, the price goes down. All right, but interesting enough, the ones that seem to hold the price the best is the manual transmission. There are some up here, but they're all down there. And finally, we take a look at this. Will be no surprise. The newer the car, the higher the price, right? So then we started doing some correlation analysis, and what you can see up here is the biggest single factor in terms of the price is the year. 62% positive correlation. The biggest negative correlation is mileage, which makes sense also. Then we came down here. We started doing a little bit of a forecast here. Okay, so it's interesting. It's saying these are pounds, which is kind of interesting. Okay, because the MPG is actually miles per gallon. So I wonder what made it think this was pounds and not dollars. But it makes more sense. Okay. So it predicted the price. It predicted the price as $28,000. Okay, 28,000 pounds. We did a second correlation, a second analysis down here, And again, the average price is the price of the example car is 33,000 pounds. Okay, and again, year mileage, and this is no surprise. By the way, I mentioned we're using Scikit-learn here, in addition to your regular things. So tell me, Pappy, what have you been up to recently? Then we did some cross-validation, I think. We have all this cross-validation stuff here. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. And again, you came down here, and the biggest thing affecting price is year, swift, and getting over a cold. Hopefully, the old saying is a cold lasts 7 days if you treat it, and a week if you don't. Okay, that's the old wives thing. A cold lasts 7 days if you treat it, and a week if you don't. So what are you going to try to do with Swift? That's not a language you see a lot about. So we did like cross-validation here, I think is what this is. So what we want to do is, we want to plot the actual price versus the predicted price. And I'm using ChatGPT, okay? So we want to plot the actual price versus the predicted price, okay? Using Python. You know, a stacked bar plot could be kind of nice. You plot both on the actual and the predicted on the price. Okay, perfect. A scatter plot is one of the best sanity checks. You know, if anybody needs sanity, it's me right about now. You know, each blue dot, a single car from the test set. The red dash predicted price. A regression trend line. Let's just do this first. Okay. So what made it think that the price is given in pounds and not dollars, or euros and not dollars? That's the question. Interesting. Okay, so let's do this, regressor. It could have sort of looked at actual prices, I suppose, and it could be the prices, because the prices are too low for dollars, right? You're not gonna get a BMW for $20,000, right? All right. Well, let me give you the link to the code, okay? The link to the code I'm using here and the data. And what I'll do is I'll upload this code when I'm finished here, okay? So what are you trying to do? For heaven's sakes, what are you trying to do with Swift? So if you are watching the background, I'm going to put a link to the actual code and data here, okay? And I'll update the code when I'm finished here. Oh, I can't do that, can I? That's at the wrong. The chat session is on Windows, but I'm running Linux. Let's do this. So you basically have to. Well, no, we can come over here, over here, over to here. No, that's not right. Okay, so here we go. Here's a link to the code and the data. And let's actually pin this up here just for the fun of it. There we go. All right, so if you want to follow along, you can certainly go out and download the data, right? This is interesting. Now, you have to say, this is a pretty nice plot. ChatGPT really good, a nice job creating this code for this plot, okay? BMW predicted price, actual versus... Okay, so so here's the trend line, okay? So you come down to here, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good line. Really, even this up here is pretty good. We got the outliers up there, okay? But back down here, around 30,000 pounds, we got it. Here on down, we got a pretty good fit, okay? Very nice. So let's ask it. Okay. Okay, very nice, very nice. So the question is, do the prices look more like okay, I would say it's probably right because the prices are a little low. I can't imagine getting a BMW for under $20,000. And that's just like 20 years old, okay? It has 500,000 miles, okay. Now, I also think that the MPG is, even though it says miles per gallon, they're awful high. I can't imagine a BMW getting 65 miles per gallon, okay? Can you compare? I'm not spelling England right. So what it would have to do is, it would have to go out and search for some actual prices online, right? Hmm. Data. Well, yes, I would. I would be so I want to go get a feel in my do app development. Okay. Okay, very good. The data set pricing, very nice. Okay. Well, yes, I would. It'd be very nice to add a conversion column. I tell you what, Pepe, this is probably going to be a UK conversion interpretation. Okay, very nice. So almost certainly the this is a UK data set based on the price and also the mileage figures. Okay, price and mileage. But anyway, Pepe, let me go and upload this code to the data set to a repository, right? And you can go out and download the data yourself. Okay. And I'll even upload the data set for you. Okay, how about that? The updated data set. So we upload the code. The code needs to be cleaned up a little bit, by the way, but that's okay. Files, upload file. And did we download the, did we actually download, I think we did download that, didn't we? Let's see. The files, home, downloads. And here is the, and here's the updated data set. It actually does include the conversion for the data to US. Okay. So anyway, so thanks to ChatGPT, we did a correlation analysis, we did a prediction analysis, and we determined that in fact that both the mileages and the price is based on UK numbers. Okay. Thanks, Peppy. Again, hopefully see you the next day or two when I go live again.